Howdy folks, my name is Ipaintcreatures, aka IPC, and it's so wonderful and I'm so grateful that you came into my YouTube channel today. And today I'm showing you more videos out of my archive and a lot of landscape type work that I've been doing and over the last 3 or 4 years. And what it got me thinking about, which I'd like to talk about on the video today, is snippets from my artistic journey, my adventure into, going away from the advertising commercial field of art and really finding out, going back to my childhood and early teenage years when art really affected me, and a lot of the artists who did amazing stuff, all the way back to the great Bob Ross, all the way to all the contemporary storytellers and creature creators like Dr. Seuss and Shel Silverstein and Morris Sendak and Charles Schulz and Shigeru Mizuki. And so what it got me thinking about is, practice versus inspiration. And I grew up, somewhat of a musical prodigy. I went to my parents at 5 years old and told them that I wanted to become a concert violinist. And so they signed me up for like kind of a Suzuki type program with playing the violin. And, I was on it, I became really good. I did all kinds of concerts, and then I kind of lost interest, after I had my surgery when I was 11 years old, and they removed a huge tumor from my arm. And if I look back on those times, I really didn't, dread practice or going into doing the violin, even at a very young age, where you get distracted by a lot of things because you're shaping who you are. And basically, as the years went on, I found, rock and roll and hip hop and, the amazing creators that I mentioned before, and, and look back on how they really brought me into an inspired state, and then that allowed me to go in and do whatever craft and learn whatever skills I needed to learn. They just came natural because I was so, enamored by like what, the possibilities of what I can do. And so, if you just follow more your inspiration and, what really comes out and grabs you. And so I always suggest for people, definitely, keep writing a journal. And you don't have to do a journal in the sense of like a lot of self-reflection, just, a journal that you can capture a lot of things that grabbed you. And, opened up and inspired you to move and find motivation, instead of like, oh, well, I got this guitar, or I got the, I made time in my life to creative write and I want to write a novel, or I want to do children's books, or a lot of the things, that I've done, and I don't see them as, oh, I got to go to school, or I got to like spend my 10,000 hours doing it. I see it more as inspiration, finding that spark inside myself. And when I find that spark, I just kind of go into it. And that's why I love being an artist and living the way I do, because sometimes it'll just be at like, 9 o'clock at night, and I'm just sitting there, and basically I'll flip through either, some social media, or I'll go to a movie that was recommended to me, or pull out a book, that came into my life, and there are no coincidences, and a lot of these paintings I'm doing right here, I got into landscape because of Bob Ross, just being able to watch him do his magic and how he shows you happy accidents and all the happy clouds and all that. And so basically also another incredible source for me is nature. And you don't have to go out into the total backwoods. You can just be in your neighborhood and just acknowledge the trees and watch how they change through the seasons, but follow that inspiration. Thanks for watching the video today. I'll see you real soon.